Okay, we're here. Welcome everybody to the big show. Here we are, Monday night, live cruise ship travel news plus some cruise deals with traveling with Bruce here from Palm Desert, California. It is Monday, April the 3rd, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Welcome one and all to the show from wherever you're watching me from. I know you're watching me from all over the place. You always do. Thank you to those of you who have already hit the thumbs up button to give this show a little bit of jump start. We love that. It tells YouTube to send viewers over here if they're interested in cruising and traveling. Great to have you here. I got some things I want to talk to you about today. I've got a little comparison thing I've got going for you. I've got some cruise deals I want to talk to you about today. Yeah, we'll cover all kinds of topics. Where I am right now in Palm Desert, California, the temperature is 64 degrees, and I'll tell you, for some of you that might sound really glorious if you're in the northern part of the USA or you're in Canada. But I got to tell you, on Saturday, Sunday, we were in the mid 80s, and we've dropped 20 degrees today. Very breezy out, high wind warning. It's been dusty out there today. But the good news is just around the corner. By Wednesday, 71 for the high, Thursday, 78. Friday, we go to 83, Saturday, 86, Sunday, 91, Monday, 95, and next week, Tuesday, 97 degrees for the high. That'll be the hottest days of the year since last September, October. That's how long it's been. So finally, we're heating up like we're supposed to heat up around here, and I can't wait. I'll tell you that right now. I love the heat. So that's good news. Let me know what temperature it is where you are. Where are you located? What's your temperature? What are you paying for gas nowadays? Are your gas prices going up all of a sudden? Because after all, oil went up today. That means your pump price goes up right away. You know how that works. The gas goes up immediately, and it takes 6 years to come down. We'll see what's going on. Thank you, everybody, for popping in to say hi and for these thumbs ups that you got. Let me know what thumbs up number you're getting, and we'll keep an eye on things. I think we're at 17 thumbs ups already, which is fabulous. Trying to hit 100 every show. Last week, yet again, it happened again. We left the show with about 55 thumbs ups, and within 24 hours, 48 hours, we broke 100 thumbs ups because how many watch on the rerun? All you rerun watchers out there, thank you so much for hitting the thumbs up button. A number of you make a point every week. You send me a message on the comment and you'll say, "Hi, Bruce, caught your show. I'm thumbs up 84." And someone else will say, "I'm thumbs up 96. I'm thumbs up 105. And I just love it. I just love when you guys do that. You're paying attention and you know to help us out, to give us the thumbs ups. Welcome all. Let's say hi to everybody and get up here with the news. Sharon is in the house. Hi, Bruce and TWB family. I am number 3 on the thumbs up meter. The author is busy editing his next novel to be released in the fall. Title to be determined. Right on. Ken Kareka. Hi, Bruce and Jen from Saginaw, Michigan. The temperature is 53 degrees with a flood watch in place till Wednesday. Gasoline $3.56 a gallon for now. Good evening, all. Janet and Ken, number 2. Thank you, guys, as always. Robert is here. Hello, all. Number 4 on the thumbs up meter. Kirk. Hi, Bruce and TLB family. Kirk in New York City is here. Number 6 on your thumbs up meter. Thank you, my friend. Tom Henry. Hi, Sharon. Missed you on the other side. Kirk Brunson's YouTube. Number 5, I'm number 5. Tom saying to Sharon, "Are you a Hilton Rewards frequent user?" Yes. Why? She asks. Nathan, I'm number 7, by the way. Bruce. Tom says, do you book Embassy Suites? I'm trying for February and early March of 2025. Nothing is listed yet. Curious how long in the future they list availability. The other Hilton properties are showing. Sharon, generally listings open about a year out. Tom Henry, I was hoping that when we get into April that the listings will be added, but no, not yet. Sharon, could the location you're looking for be under construction or be taken up with a convention or something? That might be an issue there. Nathan, cloudy day here in Asheville, a high of around 63 degrees today, 77 tomorrow. Woohoo, 80 on Wednesday. Gas was $2.99 on the way into work today. On the way home, it went up to $3.17 a gallon. See, gas went up in price today. Oil went up in price today. gas goes up the same day. It's incredible. Tom Henry, I expected a year also, which is what IHG usually does. Sharon, you could always book a reservation with no cancellation penalty somewhere else and then cancel when Embassy Suites opens up just to have a bird in the hand. Jeannie is in the house. Hello, Jeannie. Hello, Bruce, and all TWBers. Bill and Jeannie are here from East Tennessee for the big show. Currently 61 degrees in our back porch. Welcome, you guys. I'm glad you're doing well. Good to hear from you. Rocky Grasso, hi there, TWB fans. Chesapeake, Virginia, where the temperature has been in the low 70s. Gas is $3.49, and I am number 7 on the thumbs up meter today. Tom Henry, I will wait another month, laugh out loud. I'm on the fence whether to book the location near the Tampa port or near the airport. Post-cruise, we're staying in the Marriott Waterfront pre-cruise, nice hotel. Ocean 2, Ocean Travel. Hello, everybody. Lee Shear in the house from Boca Raton, Florida. 80 degrees, gas, $3.49, number 10 thumbs ups. Thank you, Leah, very much, as always. Kevin Chapman, the author himself, is in the house. Thumbs up, number 14. Bruce, busy editing tonight, but listening while I work. Yes, sir. Keep up the good work over there. Tom Henry, Kevin Chapman. Is it a Mike Chapman book? We need to get him married, or did I miss that? Tom Henry, Stoneman. Stephen Stair, hello, Bruce. It's a balmy 47 here in Michigan. Terry Gallant, I just watched a video on the Radiance of the Seas, which I'm booked on for Panama Canal, October 2024. Closest to traditional cruising as I've seen in a while. Can't wait to go. Right on, Terry. Hope it all works out right on. I remember I believe the Radiance of the Seas was at port when Jen and I were on a cruise. We were on the Explorer of the Seas, and we were in Saint Martin, and the Radiance of the Seas was right across on the other side there, and we were bigger than she was, but that's a nice size ship. Beautiful looking ship. Way to go, Terry. Hope you have a great cruise when it's time to go. Thank you, all of you, for being here. The thumbs ups coming in. Appreciate this. I got some news for you. We have 22 thumbs ups already. Keep them coming, folks. That's fantastic. I have a question for you, folks, and I'm curious whether if this applies to you or whether this is applied to someone you know, a friend, a relative, a coworker, or something like that. Here is the question. How many passengers that are on cruises right now do you think are on these ships that are actually using their cruise credits that they got handed to them when their cruises were canceled during the COVID shutdown? You remember COVID was sort of took over kind of like March, April of 2020. It kind of started with all the cancellations. And everybody thought, oh, just, 1 or 2 month cancellations, and then we'll be back up for the spring, summer. And it didn't happen. And people had cruises booked all year 2020, all year 2021, deep into 2022. And what did the cruise lines do? They came to the passengers and they said, look, you got a credit with us. If you booked a cruise with us, we're going to have to cancel the cruise. If you get a notification of a cancellation, you have options. You have choices. You can either get a refund of your entire cruise, or you can book another cruise with us, and we'll give you, I think they were offering like a 10 or a 15% credit of some kind, or a cabin credit if you booked another cruise. Or if you just kept the money as a cruise credit with us, we'll give you 20% more spending money on your next cruise. So if you had, for 2 people, already paid $4,500 with the cruise line and your cruise got canceled, they would offer you another $900 in credits. So you could book up to a $5,400 cruise if you wanted to, or book a $4,500 cruise, $5,000 cruise, whatever's left over, cabin credit, use it on board the ship. I want to know if there's any of you out there who are still doing that. Are you on cruises already or going to be on a cruise later this year under this cruise credit that you had? And what was it? Do you remember the deal they gave you that you're using up? Do you know of any friends and relatives that have used up this cruise credit? Because I am thinking here that the cruise lines keep coming out with statements, financial statements every 3 months. They are publicly traded. Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, they're public companies. And they come out with results every 3 months. Carnival just 2 weeks ago announced $690 million in losses for 3 months. And this is when their ships are like 80, 90% full and they're losing this much money. What's wrong with this picture? When a cruise line is 90% occupied, you don't lose $690 million in 3 months. I mean, that's kind of crazy. My hunch is that they are still handing out and honoring these cruise credits with this money that they got paid in 2018, 19, and 20 for cruises for 2020, 2021, 2022, and so on. I think that they of course, they spent that money back in 2020, 2021 just to keep the ships floating. But I wonder if that's what's happening right now. Kind of curious to see what people think about this. Let me know if you want to answer that question. Let's see here. Let's see. Louise, hi, Bruce and the TLB family. I'm here for the big show. I think there's gas in my car. Sharon, Karen, Kevin, and I sailed on the Radiance in Alaska 7 years ago. It's a lovely ship, 2016. Ms. M, yes, number 22 here. Hi, Bruce and all. Tom Henry, I was lucky and I got refunds for my canceled cruises. I did have a cruise credit from being COVID plus for February 22 cruise. I used the credit for a rebooked October Panama Canal cruise and I had to cancel that. Diane Flowers, hi, Bruce. I am number 19. Ms. M just booked a 10-day out of Miami to the Caribbean on the Encore. Terry Gallant, I'm thinking most future credits due to the shutdown would be spent by now. We're almost 2 years past the shutdown. Well, I'm thinking about we reopened only last year. So really, there are folks who go a year or two before they cruise again. I don't know. I'm just curious. FX cruising to Alaska late July. Right on, buddy. Tom Henry, due to Cindy needing an operation, the travel insurance came to the rescue and refunded us. Good ending. Jimmy Wilkes, number 26, thumbs up. A travel agent at Vacations to Go. I have not used a future cruise credit since late 2022. My clients are spending money. Interesting, Jimmy. Stephen, glad you mentioned that. My daughter never did get her money back, her $500 deposit like they promised. Tom Henry, one related concern as far as financials, Norwegian has begun doing repriced cabins after payment in full by rewarding future cruise credits after the cruise in question is completed, with the future cruise credit to be used within 12 months. Ms. M, I'm thinking fuel and food prices part of the 690 million increase in that. Stephen Butler, number 31 on the like button. A few minutes late tuning in. Gas $3.15 a gallon. Sunny spring day in Northwest Arkansas. Perfect weather here. Right on, man. That is fantastic. Welcome all to the show. I'm glad you're all here. Thank you for these thumbs ups, everybody. 33 are in the house. We're a third of the way to 100 already. Thank you all very much. Louise, you've got a good point there, Bruce. Future cruise credits. How many millions are still out there? I think that, as far as I recall, it was something like 45 to 50% of all the money that had been sent into the cruise lines from 2018, 2019, and into 2020 for 2020 cruises, 2021 cruises, 2022 cruises. All that money, half of it was kept with the cruise line for a bonus. And I believe the bonuses were anything from 15 to 30% more. Like, they were in some cases very, very generous. And so my hunch is that $5 or $6 billion was kept with the cruise lines. And then they had to add $1 billion to $1.5 billion to that to honor the future cruise credits. And I suspect that certainly some of them were used up in 2022, of course, but I think they're really being used up this year and next year. 22 and 23 and 24 is where most of these are being used up. I bet you that's what's going on. Apt lady for you. My coworker gave me her future cruise credit, $152 she had left over after rebooking from COVID. And I used it for Christmas 2022. Had a ball on the Liberty of the Seas for Royal Caribbean. Right on. Marie, leaving Saturday on the NCL breakaway from New Orleans. I can hardly wait for this. I can imagine you are dying to go. Fantastic, Marie. Terry, no pun intended, but inflation may sink the NA economy. And Larry Blake, number 33, thumbs up. I got a 14-day cruise out of Baltimore to Greenland in August. So right on, man. That is going to be great. Going to be great. All right. Here's another question for you guys. So again, I want to throw this at you. I know you are always looking for going on a cruise, your next cruise. Hopefully, you're probably always studying itineraries and that sort of thing. Excuse me. Question I have is this. Do you believe that too many cruises are being offered at a price, the advertised price, that is so ridiculously low? And you know, and I know deep down inside, there is no way you can get that cruise for that little money, because by the time all the add-ons are added on to the thing, the final price that people pay is nowhere near what they were, enticed with. Do you think there's a lot of what we call bait and switching going on in the cruise business right now? What do you think about that? Do you think that cruise prices are misleading to especially to newbies, people who've never cruised before? Are they being sold a bill of goods when they see a banner ad show up somewhere for a cruise to Mexico or to St. Kitts or San Juan, and they see the price and they just think this is the greatest bargain of all time, and by the time they phone up and try to book the darn thing, or they go online and they try to book the cruise through the cruise line, they can't find that cruise. You can't find that offer. It just doesn't exist. What are your thoughts on that? I'd love to get your thoughts. These add-on fees, like the drink fees, the specialty drink fees, the soda pop fees, the gratuity fees, the gratuities on top of drink packages on top of that. All this sort of stuff. I'm kind of curious what you think. Marie says yes. Very deceptive pricing going on out there. I believe it. Jimmy says, Bruce, I do this daily and have not had a client mention a future cruise credit this year. A conversation turns to why the rates are higher. It's inflation. And as you've noted, less service, not an ideal situation. Man, you are right on, sir. Jimmy, you know it. You're working at vacationstogo.com. You're on the front line, so you absolutely know what's going on. Diane, sailing for the first time with Royal Caribbean, Allure of the Seas in June. Right on, Jimmy. NCL is the worst for this stuff. The worst. I hear you there, Jimmy. And Tom Henry, NCL perks are a bit misleading to new cruisers. Tips must be paid on the drink package and dining. Free tours should be discount on tours, not free tours. Apt lady for you, fees are crazy out there. Absolutely crazy out there. There you go. We've got 37 thumbs ups and counting. We are on our way to 40. Thank you, everybody. All right, now here's something I put together today. I went on. Speaking of Jimmy Wilkes, which I'm really glad Jimmy's here. I went on to Vacations to Go's website today, and then I went on to one of the cruise lines websites, and I was doing some comparison stuff, and I wanted to check something out. I mentioned this little feature, maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago when I first started out, and I thought I'd take a look today just to see if this still exists. Now, here's the deal. Okay, what I wanted to know was if you were to book a cruise on a 6-star cruise line, the really high-end guys, and it's an all-inclusive deal, and then you were to book a cruise on a regular average cruise line and add all the perks to get the same experience as a 6-star, would it be any different in price when it was all said and done? So it's hard to compare these kinds of cruises because it's apples to oranges. The ships are completely different. So right there, it's not a fair comparison. But for the money, I was just thinking about the money, and I thought, I'm going to play this game today, and I'm going to give you the results of this little experiment that I did today. See what you think about this. Louise says to me, again, another very good point, Bruce. That's why I started dealing directly with the cruise lines. Also, I have been misled there 2. I've been misled by the cruise lines. Terry, MSC announces $8.2 billion investment in 10 ships, 26,000 berths. Should this help in the competitive pricing? No, you know why? Because 6 of those ships are smaller ships, like Viking ships. The Viking Ocean cruise ships, they have like 795 passengers max. These are about the same, 795. There's only 4 ships out of the 10 that are big ships, and they're going to replace some of their older ships. So it's adding berths, yes, no question. But there's a new cruise line in this bunch of ships, which is MSC's version of a 6-star cruise line, kind of like a Viking class, just to give you an idea. Jimmy, FYI, I'm junior at vacationstogo.com, right on, but no problem at all. All right, here we go. What I'm going to talk about now, I think Jimmy can understand, can relate to. All right, here we go. So what I did was I figured I would compare a cruise ship from Silver Sea, which I believe is Royal Caribbean's 6-star cruise line, one of them, and I would compare Princess Cruise Lines. So you can right there, you can see one of them is a Carnival Cruise subsidiary, Princess, and another one is from Royal Caribbean. But one is a 6-star and one is like a 4.5 star. All right. The Ruby Princess cruise ship is what I picked for the Princess ship, the Ruby Princess. And then the Silver Dawn from Silver Sea is the ship I picked from Silver Seas. Now, I found 2 10-day cruises, same length. I found 2 cruises doing a Caribbean cruise, the Caribbean area, okay? And the one cruise for Silver Seas departs January the 5th, and the other one for Ruby departs January 29th. So they're both January departures, sort of, kind of. All right. So that was just to give you a little bit of comparison. All right. Now here is what I've done here. Let me just double check something for you because I got some photos for you. First of all, coming all the way down here, here is the Ruby Princess cruise ship. You've seen this ship before. There's 5 or 6 that look just like this ship. There's the Sapphire Princess and others. And the interior of the Ruby, this is the lobby. If you've ever been on one of these Princess cruise ships, the lobbies are really nice. They have the glass elevators, and they have the grand staircases, and they have different shopping and restaurants on each level, and so on and so on. And then on the main deck, here you go. This is one of the pool decks that they have. And you can see how many people are sitting around here, some in the shade, most in the shade, because if you're down in the south in the Caribbean, it's quite hot. You don't want to get sunburned. And then a few folks out in the sun, but look at them. A lot of them have towels on their legs just to protect themselves. Now, this ship here is, here we go. Here are 2 ships from Silver Sea. One of them is the Silver Muse. That's the closest one to you. And I believe the second one is the Dawn. And they're very similar looking ships, by the way. They also look kind of to each other anyway. These ships only have balcony cabins. They do not have any inside rooms. These are all balcony or suites. And you get the butler service as well. You get a suite that can look. This is one of the several available, but some of them are very, very nice. Again, it's a 6-star cruise line. And having said that, you can spend money on board this ship on a room. You could have standard kind of cabin with the balcony, right up to an owner's suite. So on both ships, even this one here, obviously, on this ship here, obviously you're going to have inside rooms, ocean view rooms, balcony rooms, suites, grand suites, and on and on. Okay, so both of these ships offer you a lot of variety. All right. So what did I do? I went on to vacationstogo.com and I found these 2 ships with these cruise dates. And the Silver Sea, the Silver Dawn ship, Silver Dawn, has a 10-night cruise leaving January the 5th until January the 15th out of Fort Lauderdale down to Barbados. And then you got to find your way back. But Barbados back to the U.S. is easy to do. It's not a hard thing to book. And all you need to do is book your flight in advance. If you're flying to Fort Lauderdale to catch your ship, you're going to fly home from Barbados to get back home anyway, so no big deal. All right. Let me just pop up some info for you on this whole thing. Here we go. Here we go. Silver Dawn. Okay. Okay. So Friday, the 5th of January, the ship is going to leave Fort Lauderdale, and let me just take a peek here in case I may have screwed this up a little bit. I hope I haven't, but I may have. You know, I'm able to do that. Where am I? Hold on a second here. Where am I? There it is. There it is. Okay, so they leave Fort Lauderdale. It leaves Fort Lauderdale on the 5th of January, and 2 sea days, 6th and 7th of January. On January the 8th, the ship is in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Then in the 9th of January, St. Bart's. The 10th, Antigua. January 11th, Rousseau, Dominica. Friday, January 12th, Fort de France in Martinique. Saturday, January 13th, Grenada. Sunday, January 14th, Bequia, Grenadine. And then Monday, January the 15th, Barbados. And that's the itinerary of this ship. Okay, now let me tell you the dough. You want to get on this ship for a suite. I found a suite for $4,500 per person. But this includes, in this price, this includes gratuities, all alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. So you want a specialty coffee in the morning, you want orange juice, you want a beer, you want a rum and coke, you want a pina colada, you want scotch on the rocks, all inclusive of that. Shore excursions are included on this cruise, and unlimited internet is included on this cruise. So $4,500 covers a pretty wide swath of everything you're going to pay on a cruise. Okay. Dining, by the way, there's only 1 or 2 specialty restaurants on the whole ship. Everything else is included, and it is primo. All right. Now let's move on to the next contestant, and that's the Ruby Princess. All right, the Ruby Princess has a 10-night cruise, January the 29th until February the 8th, leaving Fort Lauderdale and returning to Fort Lauderdale. And it's a Caribbean cruise. This is the itinerary right here, and so let me read this for you. You leave Fort Lauderdale on January 29th, and then on the 30th is a sea day, and then your first stop is in Jamaica, Montego Bay. Then you go down to Cartagena, Colombia, and then you do a partial Panama cruise, a partial canal cruise, to end up in Cristobal, Panama on February the 3rd. Then February 4th, you're in Puerto Limon, Costa Rica. Monday the 5th of February, you're at sea. Tuesday the 6th of February, Grand Cayman, nice stop there. Sea day on the 7th, and on the 8th, you're in Fort Lauderdale. So there's your itinerary. You can see the map right there, okay? So that is the Ruby Princess cruise, and that's this ship right here. Now, dollars. I decided to compare as much as I could, apples to apples. So I went to the brochure suite. I went to the suite, and the deal on Vacations to Go shows at $1,799. Now, again, to be fair to vacationsgo.com, and to be fair to Princess, and to be fair to Silver Sea, there's no way that these two rooms are identical. They can't be. They are both going to be a balcony type room. Yes. They will both have likely a queen size type bed. Yes. And because it's a suite on Ruby, it'll be nice. It'll be nice. How big it'll be compared to Silver Sea, I'm going to guess they're going to be close to the same size. But then again, Silver Sea may be a little larger, but nonetheless. So to take that room is $1,800, $1,800 a person. So the first ship was $4,500, and that was the Dawn, and the Ruby is $1,800. So right there is a difference. Okay, but you don't have everything included, so you now have to add on. And this is where I'm curious. The add-ons that you got to add to this ship, to this cruise price, will it make the other ship very competitive or what? And so I figured out, I went onto the website for Princess Cruises and I looked at their drink package. And if you want the premium package where you can get coffees and stuff, you're talking $100 a day per person for the ultimate drink package. You got to go up to that, and it's 85 a day plus tip of 18%, 100 a day. It's $100 now, and I'm being low on that. It's a 10-day cruise. It's $1,000. So on a per person basis, the cabin, the suite is 1,800 plus 1,000 for your drink pack. That's $2,800 now. You're right now at 2,800. Wi-Fi, you got to take 4 devices. That's $40 a day, $400. So now you're up to $3,200. No butler, by the way. There's a butler included on the the Dawn. I don't believe there's a butler included in your suite. I could be wrong. They could have personalized service. But I doubt you can even get it. There are no excursions included on the Ruby cruise. You have 7-8 stops, no excursions included. So if you're going to do 5 excursions, look to drop $80 a person. Most likely, that's $400 at a minimum. You're going to drop maybe $600. And gratuities, you're going to pay gratuities. Those daily gratuities, which are $18. I think it's $22 for the suite, so that's $220 again on top of that. So you take the drink package, 1,000, internet for 400. That's 1,400. Then you add excursions that could be 600 more. That's $2,000. Gratuities 2,200 plus 1,800. That's $4,000. And specialty dining. If you want to just eat in the buffet and eat pizza on the main deck and go to the main dining room, you're covered in Princess. So you want to go to any of the 6 or 8 specialty restaurants, you're going to pay more. And I'm going to guess that on the dining side, you're probably going to pay $400 more for the 10 days per person than you to get any kind of an equal meal opportunity. And so you're at what is it, $4,400? Am I right there? You're just about there. And your ship, of course, has a much lower crew to passenger ratio on Princess, which makes sense. It's like 1 crew member for every 3 passengers, whereas on the Dawn, it's almost 1-to-1. It's like 0.8 of a crew member per person available to you. Very high-end service. There's only 500 something people on board the ship. As a matter of fact, 596 people on board the Dawn, 411 crew, built in 2021, and you're talking quiet. You're no children, because I believe it's 16 and over, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's adult only. So you're not going to have kids. It's going to be a whole different luxury experience on the Dawn. Again, the Dawn is coming with this service right here, right on your cabin. These two are having breakfast right on board. So you order in your breakfast and the butler serves it to you. You can have your butler serve you dinner in your room if you like, lunch or dinner if you want to have it, or you have another couple on board you're having fun with, you bring them in. And then, of course, the ships are of this kind of size, and you're able to bring this ship into much smaller ports. And there's the other thing I want to mention, and that is, you can't how do you put a price on avoiding huge crowds? Because the Ruby Princess ship is about 3,000 passengers and then crew, and you're going to go into certain ports where there will be 4 other ships. Now, the San Juan cruise port, yes. If you go in there, there could be other ships. But when you're talking about these other stops that the Dawn is making, you're talking about very small ports and very quaint and intimate settings. So there's your advantage there. I would also imagine that the onshore excursions would be much more intimate than the onshore excursions for Princess. It wouldn't surprise me that Princess will arrange outings where 150 people are going here and 100 are going there and 200 are going there, whereas on the Dawn you only have 596 passengers total. Maybe 300 are going on excursions and are leaving the ship, and they're scattering. You might only be with 20, 30 people on an excursion, so you can imagine that would be a lot different. Anyway, that's just another comparison. So the dollars sort of stack up in a way that it tells me, depending on how old you are and your circumstances, you might be more inclined to go with a Silver Sea vacation and put up the $4,500 a person. And if you are a shareholder of Royal Caribbean, you get a cabin credit as a shareholder on a 10-day cruise. I think it's $150 additionally. And if you book in advance, depending on how early you book your cruise, they will throw you deals. I did notice on Silver Sea, they were offering cabin upgrades, 2 cabin upgrades in the suite category, and they were also offering 15% discounts on fares if you paid in early in advance. So there were offers. I mean, there was all kinds of neat stuff. Obviously, there are deals on Ruby, and if you're a shareholder of Carnival, you get a $150 cabin credit. Might even be a $200 cabin credit for a 10-day cruise on Carnival cruises, or in this case, Princess. It's a subsidiary line, no problem there. And you don't have to take all the features. If you don't want internet, you don't take internet. If you don't want the drink package, you don't buy the drink package. If you want to go on the Ruby Princess and get on that ship for $1,800 in a suite, and then live on the cheap once you're in there, you certainly can keep your costs down. But I'm trying to give you the comparison perks from one line to the other line. What would it run? It's the same amount of money. From what I can gather here, it's going to be just as much cash. And one thing I can't answer for you is I really can't be accurate on these excursion fares, of these fees. These excursion fees used to be, $30 to $50, $60. Now you have excursions that will run $80 to $150 a person. I mean, they really run the gamut. I know that when Jennifer Jr. and I went on our cruise in the Mediterranean, we had an all-day excursion in Rome that we loved it. It was like 9 hours, and it included a bus ride from the ship from the port near Rome into Rome proper, and we saw the Colosseum. We saw one of the churches nearby. We saw the Vatican, and we had lunch at a restaurant, all included in this whole thing. It was great. It was really. But I believe we paid $200 each for this excursion. So that's $400 for a pair. Anyway, not that Princess has $400 excursions, but then again, pardon me, they may well have $400 excursions, $200 each nowadays. The way things are going, I don't know for sure. Anyway, interesting thing to compare between the two. You're going to have much more entertainment options on the Ruby ship, because there's more space and more people to entertain. You're going to have, the disco bar, you're going to have the piano bar, you got a bigger casino, you got, it's a bigger ship. But if you like an intimate, relaxing vacation and you're in your 60s and you got some dough, Silver Sea might be the cruise for you rather than Ruby to do that. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting thing to think about. Anyway, there you go. Let's see what else is going on here. Just catching up on comments now, so just don't mind me here. Tom Henry, I just read an article from Big Cruise News source last week. They made a major mistake talking about Silver Sea. Claimed, in addition to Silver Sea, Royal Caribbean owns Oceania and Region 7 Seas. Laugh out loud. Sharon, Diane, Flowers, Allure of the Seas is an Oasis class ship, which is my absolute favorite layout. You're going to have a great time. Terry, could we please get the Canadian? Can we still get the CAD closer to the US dollar, Canadian dollar? The exchange is a killer at the moment, says Terry. Diane, Sharon, I hope so. I'm looking forward to it. Usually cruise on Carnival. Marie, does everyone book their air through the cruise lines or on their own? Yeah, it depends. A lot of people will do it on their own because they'll book a vacation prior to their cruise. They'll have sort of a 3, 4, 5 day plan. Maybe they're visiting relatives nearby, and then they're going to finally, be dropped off at the cruise port by relative so-and-so. Or some people will fly to Orlando and they'll do Disneyland, or Disney World, I should say, or Universal Studios, or whatever they're doing in Orlando. And then they'll take a cruise out of Port Canaveral. Some folks will end a cruise in Barbados, like this particular cruise, if I've got this right, ends in Barbados. They'll stay a week in Barbados after the cruise and enjoy it, and then come home. So some folks will do it on their own. Others will go through the cruise line. Depends. Tom, I use the NCL BOGO perk, no problem so far, and I attribute that to going 2 days early and returning 2 days after cruise. Gives NCL much more flexibility. Sharon, Diane, there's a lot of open airspace on the ship, which is great. The boardwalk and the Central Park areas are lovely. We're sailing on Oasis of the Seas again this summer because we love it. Sharon, Diane, if you're a walker runner, you'll appreciate that it has a nice long track on the 5th floor, not too many laps. 5 laps equals 2 miles, and no dodging sunbathers or buffet patrons. And Flowers, Sharon, I hope you enjoy your cruise too. Sharon, the Agua Theater show was fabulous, and thank you. Sharon is saying, try to book the entertainment on your cruise planner about 60 days out. Having reservations is way better than having to line up early for shows. Marie, thanks, Tom. I didn't know I could fly in early and leave later too. NCL told me I could luck in early, but needed to leave the day of the disembarking, which I find difficult. I'll have to call Tom Henry. Plus, Norwegian will give you a $25 credit when you deviate, $50 if you do both ends. Diane, Sharon, I'm a walker, and that sounds great. Looking forward to the Aqua Theater. Sean, Stephen Butler, jaw dropper. I grew up in a house with 6 butlers. Dad, Mom, my 3 brothers, and me. Some things are just not as good as they sound, Sharon, enjoy. Diane, Marie, wow, thanks. About 9 NCL cruises, and I didn't know that. Jimmy Wilkes, you are spot on. 6-star lines are value when it's said and done, especially if you value service. It is absolutely the way to go. Way to go. Thank you, Jimmy. Tom Henry, Marie B, just depends on the location. I gather Tahiti is mostly charter, so doing the deviation is not available per my understanding. Tom Henry, laugh out loud. Bruce, you are still a bit low. Many in the 250-300 range. Oh, my God, that's crazy. Bless you, Bruce. Oh, I'm working on it. Rocky, are there any ships going to St. George's, Bermuda? I don't want to tie up at the naval dockyard anymore. Tom Henry, Rocky, check Oceania or Viking, although they may stop in Hamilton. Sharon, Marie B, the advantage of booking with air with the cruise company is that if you have to cancel the cruise with insurance, your air will also be covered. Rocky Grasso, Royal Navy Dockyard. Terry Gallant, always safest to book air with the cruise line. If changes are made, they are on the hook for changes. Sharon, when Oasis had its problems in 19, and we weren't sure whether our cruise out of Barcelona would be canceled, it was a relief to know that the air wouldn't have been an issue. Interesting thoughts. Great comments from everybody there. Thank you all so very much for these comments. We have 45 thumbs ups now, almost at the halfway mark of 100 that we gunned for. So if you're able to hit that thumbs up button, do it now. Thank you all very much. All right, now I want to tell you about 3 cruise deals that I found today. Again, this is on vacationstogo.com. I found these, did some digging, and I wanted to find 6-star cruise line. I wanted to find 3 cruises on a 6-star line where it's, pretty well inclusive. And I wanted to see what kind of deal I could find. I know it's easy to find really expensive cruises. That's not hard to do. But I wanted to see if I could find some real value somewhere. And so I did some work here. 6-star cruise deals. All right. The first one is, these are all Seabourn, by the way. The first one is on the ship known as the Quest, Seabourn Quest. It's a 10-night cruise, June the 28th to July the 18th. Starts in Venice, ends in Venice. And so let me show you the Quest if I can. Here we go. The Quest, I think, is right there. The Quest looks a lot like the Ovation, by the way. They are very similar in design. There's a nice shot from the top end. All cabins are balcony cabins. Everything's balcony. And so it's all high end stuff. It's really nice. And so I found the Quest itinerary right here at the very top. It's departing from Venice on June the 28th this year, going to Croatia, Rovinj, whatever that is. That's the first day, June the 29th. The 30th is a sea day. July 1st, Saturday, you're in Corfu in Greece. Sunday, the 2nd of July, you're in Greece in Zaki. Can you pronounce that? Zak Nothos, something like that. July the 3rd, you're in Parga, Greece. July the 4th, you're in Brindisi, Italy. Wednesday, July 5th, Dubrovnik, Croatia. Thursday, July the 6th, you're in Split, Croatia. Friday, the 7th of July, you're in Piran, Slovenia. And Saturday, the 8th of July, you're back in Venice at the end of your cruise. Lovely little itinerary there. You can see all the locations that you're going to. So I did some digging, and I found out that you can get this 10-night cruise for American money, $3,714 for a suite. Not bad at all. $3,714. You included in the price are gratuities, unlimited internet, and all alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, all inclusive. That's a pretty good sounding deal. Doesn't sound like the excursions are included, but you can pick those yourself and decide what you want to do on those. There's the first deal that I found. The second deal, Seabourn Odyssey. This is the second cruise. The Odyssey, again, looks like this ship right here. Here's a shot of the Odyssey right there. As you can see, they're very similar in design, so there's not much difference there. Very nice inside. This is a Seabourn ship, and so don't be surprised if your rooms could look like this, or depending on what class of room you get. All right. On the Seabourn Odyssey, I found a 11-night cruise, September 18th to 29th. And this one is a Vancouver, British Columbia, Alaska cruise back to Vancouver. So let's take a look at this Alaska cruise on the Odyssey. Let's go 6-star luxury, folks. Vancouver, September the 18th, you depart. You're heading for a sea day, and on September the 20th, Wednesday, you're in Misty Fjords National Monument. You're just cruising there. Then you're going on the 21st of September, you're in Ketchikan. The 22nd of September, you're in Sitka in Alaska. Saturday, 23rd of September, Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve. That is a cruising day with the glaciers. Sunday, September 24, you're in the Inan Islands and the Icy Strait Point. And this is 2 spots the same day. Then on the 25th of September, you're in Juneau. The 26th, you're in Wrangell, Alaska. Wednesday, the 27th, you're in Prince Rupert in British Columbia, Canada, on the way back. And then you are a sea day on Thursday, the 28th, and then back to Vancouver, British Columbia, Friday, September the 29th. Now, the secret to making this cruise work is that you stay in Vancouver either a week before your cruise is over, before it starts, and then take your cruise so you enjoy Vancouver, or after. But you make sure to get a week in Vancouver. Any way possible, you make sure of doing that. Here's the deal on this cruise. This is an 11-night cruise on the Seabourn Odyssey, 6 stars. You can get a brochure, the suite or the balcony suite, the high-end suite, $3,749 for 11 nights. And that includes gratuities, unlimited internet, and all alcoholic beverages. And so just specialty dining if you want to do any specialty dining. But the dining on board the ship is top notch, absolute top notch dining. You're not going to need to worry about specialty dining. You are going to love it. This is a bargain for an 11-night 6-star vacation cruise. There's no if, ands, or but. All right, one more. 11-night cruise again, a Seabourn Ovation. The Seabourn Ovation. That might be, I'm not sure if that's not this one. It's one of these three right here. I think it's this one, the Ovation. All right, the Ovation. All right. 11 nights, May 19th until May 30th, leaving Dover in the United Kingdom and ending up in Reykjavik in Iceland. This is a cruise. All right, let me take a look at that right here. You are leaving on Friday, May the 19th from Dover, just on the English Channel, heading to Portland, England on the 20th. On the 21st, you're in the Scilly Islands in England. The Monday, the 22nd, you're in Bantry, Ireland. Bantry, Ireland. The 23rd of May, you're in Galway. The 24th, you're in Killybegs, Ireland, and I'm pronouncing that wrong. I know I am. Thursday, the 25th, you're in Oban, Scotland. On Friday, the 26th of May, you're in Stornoway, Scotland. Saturday, the 27th of May, you're in Kirkwall, Scotland, way up at the top there. Then you have a sea day. Then you're on Monday in Heimaey, Iceland. And then Tuesday, the 30th of May, Reykjavik, Iceland is where you're going to end up. Now, this is a cruise that, again, if you really want to get a vacation in, you are going to land in London, England a week before your cruise starts, and you're going to enjoy London, and you're going to enjoy the southern UK area before you get yourself over to Dover. So you're going to enjoy yourself. Then after the cruise is over in Reykjavik, you're going to stay in Iceland for a week. You cannot just leave Iceland. Do not think about doing it. You stay a week in Iceland, and you take a tour, like a bus tour for a week. Check out some of those hot springs and stuff. Oh my gosh. And the photography of these glaciers and stuff. You got to do that. All right. How much money is this cruise going to cost you? You're not going to believe it. It's so good. 11 nights on the Seabourn Ovation. 11 nights, $39.77 for the suite with the butler service. $39.77. We're talking top end here, baby. Includes gratuities, unlimited internet, and all alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. So your meals, you're talking 6-star luxury. Once you start cruising on these ships right here, you don't want to go back to anything else, because you will be so spoiled rotten by the folks on these cruise ships. They will take such good care of you. You will not want to go back ever again. Pretty nice stuff. And there are some pretty good deals there, I think. When you think about it being all-inclusive, these 11-nighters are down to like $300 a night, all in. This is a good deal. As I was saying earlier, you want to take a 4.5-star cruise ship, even in the UK, taking 3.5-star, 4-star cruise ships. By the time you add the extras, you're up to $300 a day. You're already at this neighborhood, and you're now on a ship with 4,000 people. I don't know if you want to be doing that. This sounds pretty good. Anyway, there you go. I was kind of curious what you thought about that. Let's see what's going on here. Let me double check on my comments. Here we go. I think I finally made it. Here we go. Sharon says, when Oasis and had its problem 19, we were sure about our cruise out of Barcelona would be canceled. It was a relief that we had that no issue there. And Sharon, Hamilton is a better port than St. George, but there are days I think that almost everything in Bermuda is out of the Royal Naval Dockyard. Tom Henry, Sharon, get this. We have an itinerary change for my next Bermuda cruise. It's a 2-night stay in port. I guess we are getting kicked out of our spot due to another ship coming. We had departure. Sharon, Tom Henry, that's disappointing. Tom Henry moved early to 8 a.m. Why wait till 8 a.m. to depart? Why not just leave late the night before? Tom Henry, I thought, why not let the third ship tender for a few hours till we leave? Sharon, Tom Henry, a morning departure allows you to enjoy more time on the island, including the nightlife, without having to leave the island in the middle of the afternoon. Terry Gallant, at last, Are last minute deals worth it for people who have to fly to the cruise port? The savings you may see on the cruise fare may get eaten up by the cost of the airfare, and this is something you definitely want to do your homework on before you get you know, jump on the cruise. You want to know that a reasonable flight arrangement is available. Now, of course, sometimes you'll find that a last minute cruise is actually 60 days from now. And if you're flexible flying into the cruise port 1, 2, 3, 4 days before departure, and you're flexible leaving the cruise port you land at 1 or 2, 3 days after, you can then shop back and forth on both ends of your cruise. You may find that that is the best way to book an airfare. When we cruised to Cuba in 17, I think the ship sailed at 6 a.m. We were able to go to the Tropicana nightclub without worrying about getting back to the ship too early. Stephen, ships that dock in St. George are smaller ships, 300 to 800 passengers. Seven Seas Navigator, Oceania Insignia, Sirena, Star, Pride, Silver, Shadow. Jimmy, for FYI, big ships are banned in Venice. They now leave from Ravenna. Interesting. Jim Thomas, 50, Brother Bruce. Thank you for number 50 thumbs up. That's fantastic. Tom Henry, wow, the Queen Elizabeth due to dock in Hamilton on September 8th, 2023. Tom, here is a good one for you, Rocky. Ritz-Carlton Envirma and Evrima docks in Hamilton on April 17, 2023. Book that and give us a report on the new ship. Alan Carter, Bruce, I'm number 51. You are over halfway to your 100 thumbs ups already, and your show isn't even done yet. Tom Henry, I like the Evrima itinerary board, San Juan, Bermuda, Horta, Azores, Ponta Delgada, ending in Lisbon. Marie, taking the NCL Prima through Iceland, Norway, Southampton in September on a 10-day cruise, $8,500 before any excursions and an ocean view. I need to expand my search on these luxury cruises. Yes, I think so. Tom Henry, Prima is very expensive. I was on the transatlantic last September. Hope all goes well. I'm getting mixed reports about the Prima. I am not getting across the board love fests at all from the Prima. I'm not getting that kind of review. When the ships came out, like the Breakaway and the Getaway and these, people love these ships. They just love them. But the Prima has not been getting top-notch grades, especially the spa area. I've heard not good things about the spa area. Tom Henry, Maria, do you arrive in Southampton September 24? Question mark from Tom Henry for Maria. There you go. Question mark, question mark. Yeah, you know, these 6-star cruises, you check out Viking, and then you check out Regent, Seven Seas. Look at Azamara, maybe, possibly. That's 5.5, 6. Take a look at these pure 6-star lines and find what they offer you as an all-inclusive gig, and you realize that, my God, to get this stuff separately on any of these other lines, it costs me a fortune to add on to it. All of a sudden, these all-inclusive 6 stars are like, hey, this is a good deal. Plus, the ship is much more intimate. Tom, oops, wrong month. I will board Dawn, June. Laugh Out Loud Prima is a day after we board, so Tom isn't going to be there. How about that? Folks, thank you so much for these thumbs ups. 55 now are in the house already. We only need 45 more thumbs ups on this show. I am certain that the folks who watch this show on the rerun will make this happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We will probably end up with 110 to 120 thumbs ups because of my incredible gang of watchers on the rerun. Thank you, all of you out there, for hitting those thumbs up button for us. It brings traffic to the channel, and we appreciate it. Stick with me if you like. I'll be here next Monday, of course, for another update. Jennifer and I are plotting some future vacations and trips. The only issue is we're just not sure where and when we're going. Rocky's saying, thanks, everybody, for all the Bermuda discussion today. Maria says September 17th is when we'll be there. Right now, Jennifer's hip is coming along beautifully, really well, and she's getting stronger all the time. Like every day, she's getting stronger, which is what we were hoping for. And the key now is how far will her strength level rise to before she sort of tops out. That'll tell us what kind of vacationing we can do and when we can do it. And our cruises in our future this year? If so, where? That is what we're curious about to know. Also, where are we going to travel to and for how long? That's all up in the air. We're going to find out when we get home in May. We've secured an apartment in Calgary. So the month of May, we'll be getting everything out of storage and putting it into our own place again. And we'll have a home base from where to travel from and to going forward. And we won't quite be nomads anymore, but we will be looking to travel. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that at the end of the August range, we begin our next series of travels. And that is all up in the air right now as to where, for how long, and exactly what the travels will be encompassed, how they will be put together. So bear with us. Traveling with Bruce will be traveling. We will be doing some traveling, and we'll bring this channel up with much more activity again. So stick around and look for that. In the meantime, thank you all for always being here every Monday night with me. It's great to have you here. Nice to talk to you folks, and let us know where you're going to and coming from, and any new news that comes up, we'll try to bring it your way. The Jewel class is my favorite class of ships, says Marie. Tom Henry, mine too, Marie. But Dawn and Star are very similar, just lacking the Spinnaker Lounge and Great Outdoors. But then I don't use the Great Outdoors, and I booked the suites in the area that used to be the Spinnaker. So there you go, laughing out loud. Now you know why there's no Spinnaker Lounge. Tom Henry's hanging in there. He's hanging out in his own unit, his own cabin in there. There you go. Thank you, Tom, and thank you to Marie. Thank you, Rocky, for being here. Thank you to Alan Carter. Thank you, Jim Thomas. Jimmy Wilkes, hey, buddy, thank you for being here from vacationstogo.com. It's great to have you here. All your advice and all your info is really useful. Stephen Butler, thank you. Sharon, thank you. Terry Gallant, thank you, too, for being with us today. Thank you. All you saying hi to me today from wherever you are, letting me know what your temperature was and what the price of gas is. Diane Flowers, thank you for being here today and sharing some thoughts with everybody. There's a lot of information is changing hands here. Louise, as always, and APT lady for you, thank you for this and for being here. Larry Blake, of course. Who else was here today? Stephen Butler, Ms. M was here today. Stephen Stair was here. How you doing, Stephen Stair? Nice to have you here. FX45 is here today. Thank you all. Thank you all. Sharon and Kevin Chapman, Lee Shear, Oceans to Ocean Travel. Thank you, guys. Jeannie, Lavinghouse in East Tennessee. You and Bill, as always welcome in this house. Thank you all for being here. Nathan, buddy, you know it. You know you're welcome on this channel. Thank you, pal. Appreciate it. Kirk Brunson, buddy, from the Big Apple. Thank you, man. Robert is here. Ken Correco is here from Michigan. Of course, Ken and Jen are always here from Michigan. Thank you all for the loyalty to this channel. Louise, are you thinking of going on a cruise soon? Bruce, I'll let you know. Darlene, hi from Newfoundland. Hello, Darlene. Sharon, have a great night, everybody. Tom Henry, bye, everybody. And Donnell O'Malley, wherever you are tonight, you take care, Donnell. Yes, Donnell, you have a good one, my friend. We'll probably catch you next week. Hope all is well with you. Thank you, everybody, for these thumbs ups. Again, the count now, 56 and running, 44 more. We got 100 thumbs ups. My rerunners, you're coming through for me as always. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great week. Stay healthy. Make sure you give a loved one an extra long hug when you see him next time. You never know when it's the last time. Stephen Butler, thanks, Jen and Bruce. It's always fun to listen. Thank you, folks. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye for now.